Have you ever been to a hardware store like Home Depot or Lowe's only to be overwhelmed with the unlimited choices that you have and frustrated with not knowing which screw to buy? In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the most common screw types you'll see in a hardware store and how to pick the right one for your project. A screw comprises of the drive, the head, the threads, the tip, and the shank. The drive is the point where force is applied. Depending on the shape you end up buying, you may notice a difference in the stability or ease of installation. Here are the top 5 drives you'll commonly see. There's a slotted drive, the Phillips, the square, the hexagon, and Torx. Simpler heads with fewer sides like the slotted drive offer greater tool accessibility but increase the risk of slippage or cam out during installation. On the other side of the spectrum, we have the Torx drive. It is characterized by its star shape, which provides superior torque application and stability. Torx screws are generally more expensive, but it doesn't strip as easily, making it a good choice for consumer electronics like laptops and cell phone devices. The shape of a screw head falls into 2 broad categories: countersunk or non-countersunk. Countersunk means that it features a tapered underhead that allows it to sit flush with the surface it's installed on with minimal interference. This is helpful if aesthetics or a flush finish is important. Another advantage to using countersunk screws is that it allows the load to be distributed over a larger area, helping to reduce the impact of splitting on softer materials like drywall or wood. Non-countersunk screws features a taller profile. They are more useful in heavy-duty applications where the screw needs to be constantly taken apart and reassembled. They are known also for their higher clamping force, since their heads are larger, thus providing much stronger holding strength. The shank of a screw is what determines the screw's load-bearing capacity and resistance to shear forces. Generally speaking, the larger the diameter of the shank, the higher the loads the screw is able to withstand without breaking. Screw sizes are not measured in shank size, but usually in the major diameter of the threads. Most common screw sizes are numbers 6, 8, and 10. For example, a number 6 screw measures 0.13 inches in thread diameter or 3.3 millimeters. A number 10 screw measures 0.19 inches in thread diameter or 4.8 millimeters. I'm going to show you a few common types of screws you'll come across in your local hardware store. First off is a wood screw. These are probably the most common screws you'll see in woodworking and wood-related projects. Now in the bottom left link below, we have the Grip Ride number 9 by 3-inch star drive dual flathead coarse construction screw that comes in a 10-pound box. I'm going to go ahead and click on this link to show you what it looks like. Okay, so this particular screw features a tapered countersunk head for a flush install and a semi-threaded shank so that it holds 2 pieces tightly together. This screw also features a Torx drive, which allows for a higher torque application and reduces the likelihood of a cam out. Wood screws are generally not very expensive. However, this particular model costs about $45, which is slightly on the higher side, probably due to its better quality materials and the use of a Torx drive. If you think that this is too expensive for your taste, note that wood screws come in various shapes and sizes to fit every budget. Next up, we have drywall screws. These screws are the second most common screws you'll run into. Grip Ride sells these as well. I'm going to click on this link down below to show you the number 6 1¼ inch Phillips bugle head coarse thread sharp point drywall screw. Now, these screws feature a bugle head, which means, as you can see here, it has these like gradual curves that enables easy countersinking into drywall. They also have coarse threads, so that it allows for more material to settle between the threads, essentially making it harder for these screws to strip or break. The coarse threads are also designed to grip firmly into wooden studs, providing a stronger overall grip. Now, this screw features a Phillips drive head, which is more commonly available than a Torx drive. Now, one downside to drywall screws is that it usually has a thinner shank, as you can see here, while on one hand, it makes it easier to install, but on the other, it's more susceptible to breaking if you're not careful. Deck screws are great for outdoor use and are usually made out of stainless steel or have some sort of exterior coating to prevent it from rusting. Some deck screws feature a self-drilling tip, allowing you to easily penetrate through tough materials without having to first drill a pilot hole. Now, these screws are very useful when building a deck or an outdoor playground. They come in a Torx drive, which helps to minimize cam out. Finally, we have sheet metal screws. Now, sheet metal screws are excellent screws for joining two pieces of sheet metal or thinner sheets together. Like deck screws, they have a self-drilling tip and have a finer thread profile so that they can hold onto thin sheets more strongly. Now that you know the basics of how to select a screw, check out my SolidWorks tutorials on how to design and model a screw. We hope you found this short video informative. Thank you so much for watching and we hope to see you again soon.